everybody, this is going to be my quick live interceptor build slash guide. Now, let's just get right into it instead of screwing around like every other YouTuber. Okay. Now, when it comes to components, I haven't gotten too many decent drops of them yet. Obviously, as you can see, I have all masterwork ones, but they aren't pertinent to my build per se. But we have Way of the Swift, which increases assault damage, and then L1 hits increase R1 damage. Wave of Resolve, which is just extra melee. Way of Integration increases acid damage, and gear hit streaks increase damage by 30%, which you will see come into play. Talisman of Power, which synergizes well with this. Increases strike system damage by 10%, and then R1 increases L1 damage. So these two work together. And then increases electricity damage and gear cooldown, but as you can see, performing a melee hit streak of 3 detonates an electric explosion, which can be used to take down shields. But it's also just good in general, and an FYI, that does not activate during your super. I tested it, which is kind of a disappointment, because that could be crazy, but... And then this will be the mainstay once I get a good masterwork or legendary explosive sniper. It gives you more weapon damage, but the main thing is dashing 3 times refills the mag. Not only is that quicker than reloading the explosive sniper, but it does not take ammo from your ammo pool, so you can have unlimited ammo on that low ammo gun. Sadly, I don't have any masterwork or legendary explosive snipers yet, so that hasn't fully come into play. And for the strike system, I have the legendary Viper's Bite. Before I got this drop, and before I got Sudden Death, I was using regular Viper's Bite for the 700% alt charge bonus. But then I got this. It has 2 charges and it detonates. But this is just more fun in my opinion, because you can just jump in, hit them with the Viper's Bite, and then it debuffs them not only for you but your teammates. And yes, this Sudden Death detonates combos and has a fiery explosion. But on the higher difficulties, it's just too risky. Because when I farm my gear, I usually just farm on Grandmaster 1. But Grandmaster 2, I've never done 3, but on Grandmaster 2, using abilities like this to detonate are too risky until, well, I suppose if you have a extremely synergized build. But plus, since this is a main attack, it goes well with the component that boosts damage. So, and I don't have anything that boosts fire damage. I don't think the Interceptor has any components that boost fire. I'm not 100% sure, but as you can see, this does fire explosion on a hit, so. And then support system, I still only have the purple target beacon. I haven't gotten anything to drop for this, so I don't know. Target, out of all the things for the interceptor support system. I'm pretty sure target beacon is probably the best, unless there's something I haven't seen yet. Well, especially for this build, because this build is about debuffing and upping damage for you and your team. And then assault system. Currently using the Serpent's Veil, which I just got the drop a little bit ago. I was using a purple one. As you can see, the ice glaive takes way too long to come back compared to this. And this has a fairly okay roll. Gives you extra speed to the R1 and then more gear damage for this. So this is good to prime and debuff enemies for teammates. Obviously, with this build, you're not going to be able to detonate combos, but the objective of this is to just debuff everything, and then use your super, because as you saw, with this, every hit adds 700% ultimate charge, so if you can get in there and find a nice fat group of enemies, you can get your super in one use, from 0% charge to 100% in one use of it. That doesn't usually happen because that amount of enemies don't usually group up, but I would say you probably have to have like 10 enemies grouped up and hit them all at once to get that, but eh. And then the weapons. As I said, this build wants a good explosive sniper, but until I get that, it's gonna stay with these two things. This is the main one I use, because on a 5-hit streak it ignites the target, and it has a nice fat damage bonus roll and recoil roll, and also extra damage to your entire character, because if you see the little gear symbol by the 175% damage, that just means to this weapon or gear piece. And then the 17% damage has the little human character there, which means that's just to everything. Your guns, your gear, all that. And then this is basically on here because it's the only other legendary gun I have, and it has decent stat bonuses, including physical damage, which, if you didn't know, acid, well, actually no, that's a gear piece, never mind, armor, and then weapon clip. But 175% damage, so that ups the damage on this gun, which this has way less recoil than this one, but this one has way higher damage output, especially with the dot damage that you get from the fire. Like this, hitting elite enemies increases all elemental damage by 5% for 10 seconds, stacks to 20. That's good to have that on, and then switch to this for the fire damage bonus. But like, it's only for 10 seconds, then you gotta refresh the stacks, and none of your equipment here does elemental, because acid is... That's why I thought that this was boosting that, but it's gear only. Or this piece of gear only, because acid is physical damage. And that's the build. Real quick, I will show you the 3 boosts that I use. They're only purple. I don't even know if there's masterwork ones. I assume there are. I just haven't bothered because right now I'm just farming and they're not a major deal. I don't really use the purple ones at all unless it's... I usually toss them on if it's a legendary contract, but I've been doing the one raid, as you can see, Tyrant Mine. I've been doing that on, as you can see, Grandmaster 1. And the 3 consumables I use for this build in its current state are armor, combo, and shield. Eventually, if I get a fat sniper, explosive sniper, I will be using this. Most likely I'm not sure if the combo sigil will boost. I assume it boosts combos if your teammate detonates it off of your acid. I'm pretty sure. But this build will probably add that instead over here. But then you guys can see I have some weaker ones that I just toss on for the heck of it. So, and that's my build. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave your suggestions down in the comments below. Whether you think the Viper's Bite build is nicer than using the sudden death combo, because it's about the same DPS, just hitting it with this versus, well, like if you boost with the grenade and then you hit him with this, it's pretty much the same DPS output as this. It's just the combo doesn't go off. And then you also already have the enemy primed once again for your teammates, so that's that. And you can see my cool character with the N7 vinyl. Most of the vinyls are garbage, but that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed.